Top5rapwebsite.com. You already know what's going on. Today we got VERZUZ T.I. versus Jeezy announcement. So this was announced not too long ago. So T.I. versus Jeezy. This is the umpteenth installment in the VERZUZ series. So far we've seen guys like Jadakiss and Fabulous go at it. We've seen Rick Ross and Snoop Dogg. We've seen a lot of different rappers go at it. Actually, not a lot. There's been a small plethora of rappers that have participated in the VERZUZ battles. So it is exciting to get another helping of rappers. We also saw DMX and Snoop Dogg, which I also did a video on. So be sure to check those out if you haven't already. Okay, so Jeezy versus T.I. Now, T.I. has been trying to get into the VERZUZ battles for a while now. He has been calling out a number of different rappers, I guess trying to build some hype around it so that that hype can roll into a VERZUZ live battle. So obviously 50 Cent was someone that T.I. was calling out earlier. Early on, I was saying I wanted to see, when he first started, saying all these things about rappers he wanted to take on in the VERZUZ, I wanted to see T.I. versus Gucci Mane. I feel like, in the South, if you're going from this era, Gucci Mane is one of the top competitors. He has a lot of great songs, a lot of great features. But, we're going to get T.I. Jeezy, which is still exciting. T.I. has a great discography. Jeezy obviously has a great discography. These are two legends in hip-hop, especially for their generation. Now, I'm not going to front, I'm not going to hold you. I'm not the biggest fan of T.I. or Jeezy. Obviously, I saw these guys' careers flower and flourish and bloom because I was of age when they were coming around. But I don't really have a dog in this fight, per se. Now, T.I., he has some albums I really like, and I could see myself probably accepting or calling a T.I. victory. I can see myself being more biased towards T.I. because I do enjoy more of his music. You got albums like T.I. versus T.I.P., which I know a lot of people may not like, but I have a very personal experience with that album. When I was in 7th, 8th grade, I had an iPod Shuffle. So you remember the original iPod Shuffles? They were like a square and they only held like 3 or 4 or 5 albums. So one of my 3 albums that I had was T.I. versus T.I.P. The other was American Gangster by Jay-Z, and the other was Graduation by Kanye West. All those albums, if you look at the dates, they came out around the same time. So T.I. versus T was one of those albums that I really got to sit with. I really got to learn because I didn't have many other albums to go off of. Albums like trap music. So that has a lot of his heralded classic songs. That's really when T.I. was in his bag, like early mid 2000s. Trap music, Urban Legend, and King. Urban Legend obviously has those great classic songs we love T.I. for, and King. Obviously, T.I. versus T.I.P. isn't as heralded, isn't as acclaimed as his classic albums that he released during his heyday. And that really was T.I.'s heyday, the early mid 2000s. 03, 04, 05 with the trap music, Urban Legend, and King's albums. Urban Legend, that's probably, if not T.I.'s biggest album. That had the song Bring 'Em Out. That had the song You Don't Know Me. You be seen in the streets, but shawty, you don't know me. ASAP. So once he starts playing songs off Urban Legend, I think Urban Legend is where T.I. wins. But I feel like I may be underestimating Jeezy just because I was never really the hugest fan of Jeezy or his style. But anyways, Bring 'Em Out, You Don't Know Me, ASAP, Motivation, Why You Mad At Me, What They Do, and obviously trap music, 24's, Rubber Band Man, Be Easy. T.I. has to play his top down verse. Manny Fresh played that in his battle versus, dang, who did Manny Fresh go against? Scott Storch. Yeah, No More Talk, King of the South. And then the King album, 2006, had those huge hits. What you know about that? I think that was the official song to the trailer of Hustle and Flow. So if you've seen that movie, Top Back remix, etc. So that's where I think T.I. really wins. T.I. post 2007. For me, I can't really get into it like that. I think he's gonna play Swagger Like Us too, but T.I. post 07 can't really vouch for him too hard. Now Jeezy's no slouch either. the TM 101 album, Thug Motivation 101. Some people would put that over any T.I. album or mixtape. TM 102, obviously, those first TMs, Thug Motivations, all the way to 103, each one went platinum. You got songs like I Love It, I Got Bitches in the Back, Something on the Show, and I Love It, Go Get a, Locked Up, is Locked Up Jeezy? No, Soul Survivor is Jeezy and Akon. Go Crazy, and he got the Jay-Z verse on it. My Hood, and let me see what's on TM 103 real quick. Lose My Mind off TM 103. Hustler's Ambition, which has a Drake verse. Lose My Mind, that was really like the first Drake verse that I really liked. Like, heard it and I'm like, yo, Drake really did his Dougie on this. So really in these versus battles, the people who have the Jay-Z features, the people who have the Drake features and the Beyonce features, those are the people, those are like cheat codes in the round. Like you low-key automatically win that round, you know, just because of the gravity of the feature. And The Recession is also a pretty popular Jeezy album. There are songs like My President is Black, My Lambo's Blue. And as I post this, it's November 6th, and Joe Biden looks like he just won Georgia. So, speaking of my president. So, yeah. I'm missing some other things by Jeezy, but I just want to use this moment for Jeezy, because again, I'm not the hugest fan. I do like some of his mixtapes. The Real Is Back 2, great. And again, if Jeezy gets into his mixtape bag, I feel like Jeezy was more so in his mixtape bag than T.I. But they both have a decent amount of mixtapes. But I just feel like maybe it's because Trap or Die was such a huge thing. Gotta play Trap or Die, stuff off Trap or Die. So yeah, I said earlier, a couple minutes ago, or maybe seconds ago, that I think T.I. is gonna win this. But when you look at Jeezy, his Thug Motivations, and you take into account that it's only 20 songs. So Thug Motivations, The Trap or Die, 1,000 Grams was a good tape. I remember when that dropped. I liked 1,000 Grams, but low key, on the lowest of keys. My favorite Jeezy project in general is probably The Last Laugh mixtape, which came out September 2010. The production on there just wins me over, period. A lot of that tape reminds me of the Percocet and Stripper Joint, which is a song by Future off DS2. Just a real polished production and intentional production. It doesn't really sound like they're just going in the studio and just throwing shit together and creating shit on the spot, which is what a lot of hip hop sounds like nowadays. But yeah, and The Real Is Back 1. I think that was the Jeezy mixtape that I really liked, with the blue and orange cover. So I could see this being really close. Either way, I think it's going to be enjoyable. I think both artists are very evenly matched. I think they're from the same generation. And I like that we're getting another hip-hop versus, because they've done about 10 of them so far, but I think only 3 or 4 have been rappers. And especially if we don't count the producers, Manny Fresh, Scott Storch, RZA, Primo. If we just count the rappers who've done it, DMX, Snoop, Fab, Kiss. Now we got Jeezy and we got T.I. So if I had to put my money on one person, I might put it on T.I. I don't know, and I'm not really the hugest T.I. fan like that, or Jeezy fan, so like I'm not really biased. You feel me? I'm not really biased towards either of them. I don't really just throw any of their music in, but I do respect what they did, and I'm not like ignorant of what they did when they were in their primes. Like I was there. I might give it to T.I. But if you want to talk about just as an artist overall, if we were just ranking these artists, I might give it to Jeezy based on his Trap or Die series, mixtape series, and based on his Thug Motivation series. I think they're both evenly matched though. I don't think this is a mismatch. If you watched my Snoop Dogg DMX video on the Verzuz, I said this is a mismatch. I don't think this one's a mismatch. I think they're evenly matched. I think they have a similar number of albums and mixtapes combined. They've dropped pretty much similar amount of projects. They came out, debut pretty much around the same time-ish, and they both are kind of in the same lane, trap music. They both kind of have the same content. So winner of this faces Gucci Mane. How about that? I don't know how that will work, because you know there's beef between some of those artists in there, and I'll let you do that research on your own. So yeah, man, who do y'all got? Who's gonna win this? I've got T.I. slightly, but I'm not sleep on Jeezy either. I'm not sleep on Jeezy. I think it's just because I listen to T.I.'s music just a dash more than I listen to Jeezy's. Anyways, Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And we do have merch on the way. So if you want your top 5 rapwebsite.com t-shirt, stay tuned. We are dropping those at top5rapwebsite.com. This is our first merch drop. And shout out to Swizz Beats, shout out to Timbo, shout out to VERZUZ. This is top5rapwebsite.com. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Peace.